Jimmy Kimmel has been suspended, not fired.
Put in a timeout.
Yes, put in a good old timeout by not even ABC, I don't believe. I believe it's I don't know.
ABC.
I guess ABC, I guess. They pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after his comments on Charlie Kirk. He has made many, many comments over the years that have really left you scratching your head. But here it is. He's finally been shit canned here. Initial thoughts here, everybody. Let's start with you, Chrissy.
I think he wants to be like Howard Stern. He wanted to leave. Colbert getting the boot was just the first of many. These shows are like a long time overdue to be axed. They're bloated. They're money pits. Just people aren't watching them. They haven't been watching them in like 10, 20 years. And I think he's going to juice it for all he can to look like the victim, to pull people into whatever podcast or endeavor he does next. And it's just, he's gross. He's just absolutely traded in whatever was good about his personality when he was with Adam Carolla, completely sold out like Howard Stern, just wanted to be, a celebrity star effer. And it's just, I have no respect for him. I can't believe they're even calling him a comedian. He's just, and that's why they got into trouble. He said that the shooter was right wing when it's been proven quite a bit that he was a lefty and had a trans furry boyfriend. And ABC is a news organization. This is not a comedy special. This is not him doing stand up. So they had to be like, yeah, that doesn't fly, buddy. You're out there spreading mistruths.
Well, here's exactly what he said here, just so we're all on the same page.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. It's demolition, construction.
That's probably the first funny thing I've actually ever heard him say. I wonder who wrote that.
Right? Not him.
Well, people are saying that's not the clip. That's the only clip that I've seen of him talking about this.
Yeah, that's the only clip I've seen too.
So, well, I guess I say people. That's one person, but in the chat saying that. But Sinclair, who is so Sinclair owns a bunch of TV stations. They're affiliates for ABC, and they more or less they put out a statement yesterday saying Mr. Kimmel's remarks were inappropriate and deeply insensitive at the critical moment in our history. We believe broadcasters have a responsibility to educate and elevate respectful, constructive dialogue in our communities. We appreciate FCC Chairman Carr's remarks today, and this incident highlights the critical need for the FCC to take immediate regulatory action to address control held over local broadcasters by the big national networks. To kind of put a stamp on it, they said with them kind of more or less preempting the show, they're going to air a remembrance of Charlie Kirk on Friday during the Jimmy Kimmel Live time slot.
That's good.
Which, man, talk about rubbing dirt in the wound right there.
So they'd rather make it be like we're taking the high road morally rather than this show sucks. It hasn't gotten views for a long time, and we're putting it out of its misery.
Also,
that way, ABC gets to look like the good guy.
The clip that you played, did you play the full clip?
That was the minute and 15-second clip that was made available on my quick search. Why? Was there something I missed?
Yeah, because at some point, Jimmy Kimmel also said that, like, the way Trump reacted is like the way that you react to your goldfish dying or something like that. So, like, comparing Charlie dying to, like, a goldfish.
Yeah, here's the very tail end of it right here.
This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
So immediately, people were, talking about this, and this was big news last night as it broke. A lot of people were immediately went to, oh my gosh, Jimmy Kimmel has been canceled. Now, the president is canceling shows over here. But there's been a lot of people. Well, first and foremost, Kirsha, your thoughts on cancel culture here?
I am very happy that we have finally stopped trying to take the high road. That we've stopped being like, okay, we'll allow you guys to exploit our principles. We'll allow you to use our morals and principles against us, but we're not going to do anything to fight back against you because that would be wrong and that would be hypocritical. And I think that's why we've been losing for so long, because Marxists play all of these word games on purpose. They don't believe in anything that we believe in. They don't care about free speech. They only care about using your desire to protect free speech in order to get in power enough to then oppress you afterwards. And so, like, when I see all these people who aren't even, like, actual Marxists or devout, like, progressive ideologues being like, oh, all of these people on my side on the right who are now in favor of cancel culture, I can't believe you're letting your principles down. And it's like, no, fuck you, buddy. If you want to stay in, like, the same losing zone and actually have our country be transformed into a communist hellscape, sure, fucking keep that mindset. But I'm glad we're actually fighting back and defending ourselves for fucking once. Because our great-grandparents certainly fucking didn't. Our great-grandparents didn't. Our grandparents didn't. Our parents didn't. And we're in this communist hellscape because of it. I don't want normalization to come to pass. We need to get rid of it root and stem. So I am tired of that rhetoric.
Yeah, what has taken the high road gotten us?
Well, it's gotten to everybody because everybody's, I talked about this the other day. I think everybody's been complicit in this, right? We all try to be the nice guy. And, Kirsha's been so on everything, talking about this nonsense for such a long time. You have a great beat of it. But, like, a lot of us have just tried to be like, oh, it's okay. You live your life. You do you. And I think for a lot of people, this has been a big wake-up call, and people are finally putting their foot down. So when you have a spoiled child who's never been punished for anything ever, the first time they get punished, they say they immediately become the victim.
Yeah.
When they're used to being treated as, like, a privileged class who can do nothing wrong because the majority of politicians in power agree with them, the large, like, global organizations like the WEF and the UN agree with them, most media agrees with them, platforms employ people who agree with them, like, they have every institution on their side, and so they've been able to say everything they want with impunity for years. And now they're finally feeling some kind of pushback. And I hate that it took a public assassination of someone who didn't do anything wrong to get enough people to this point. Like, I'm glad that we're finally fighting back, but it shouldn't have gotten to this point.
Well, there's been a lot of examples of people who have been made an example of by the previous regime, starting with Roseanne Barr, who had the #1 show on ABC when it was canceled after she made a joke that didn't land. And she was canceled, removed from her show, and she is having a field day online.
She just writes LOL.
She deserves it, honestly.
You see Ben Stiller over here saying, this isn't right, speaking of that, and she's just laughing. She's offering to fill in for ABC, which is
I like that.
And this person says, trying to imagine the reaction if the Biden administration had demanded that Fox fire Greg Gutfeld because he wasn't sufficiently sad about the assault on Pelosi.
Yeah, he wasn't shot and killed.
Right. And she just says, yeah,
Wasn't
imagine
it like a gay lover that attacked him?
Yeah.
Listen, it depends. It depends on the narrative that you want to hear. That's the thing about this, Anyway, she says, yeah, imagine an administration putting pressure on a television channel to fire a comedian they didn't like. Right?
Crazy.
She's doing an excellent job of we talked about this the other day, just putting the shit in people's face.
Good for her.
So
that's so funny.
Roseanne Barr, obviously a great example here. We had this from our boy Cody brought this up. Says, lol, damn, imagine Jimmy Kimmel watching this clip today. Let's see.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson after all these years.
So remember this happened, and the dancing on the firing of Tucker Carlson. This show us how moral you are and how much better you are, Jimmy Kimmel.
They are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is. Now Tucker can spend more time at home tanning his testicles and touching himself to that sexy green M&M. Sadly, he's probably
what the fuck?
Boys.
Yeah, I don't even like. There must
What
be
a
some
weird,
some,
lazy joke. There's like nothing
Not
to make
even
fun
like
of Tucker for, so that's what he does.
I have
Not
fucking
even like a
heard
lazy
funnier
joke. It's
cancer
just like, why is
diagnoses
that
than
the
this
first
asshole.
thing you think of?
I was sorry, real quick. Phoenix, would you like to repeat that?
I have heard funnier cancer diagnoses than this piece of shit. He's the most unfunny son of a bitch there ever was. I had more laughs at 9/11. This guy is so fucking unfunny. He just spews out the machine message. That's all he does. It's over and over and over again. And all the retards just laugh and clap like fucking seals. It's like they're just reading fiction and spewing out fiction. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that was basically what he did when he put out that clip, right, on his show. He was just like, oh, it's a MAGA gang member.
Yep.
And it's like, that's just a lie. Like, you are just going on national television and telling lies.
Yep.
Well, and the idea of like cancel culture, they're like, how could you cancel Jimmy Kimmel, because of one thing that he said? Let's not forget, he was celebrating when the president was deplatformed. This is Jimmy Kimmel's own tweet from 2021 when the current president was deplatformed off of X. So he's over here laughing at him. And this person points out, this free speech. I'm old enough to remember when President Trump was banned from every platform and Jimmy Kimmel laughed and celebrated here.
What a good point.
So there are tons of examples, including this person over here put together a giant list. Roseanne Barr, Gina Carano, Megyn Kelly, Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, the entire Parler app.
Wow.
Remember, not just a person, the entire
That's
app.
crazy.
During the election period.
Yes.
Yep.
Blabs, J.K. Rowling, Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, Alex Jones, obviously.
Yep.
Said patterns are clear. Coordinated advertiser boycotts, public celebrations of people losing jobs and businesses. 2 rules are set. The left can lie and laugh about it, and the right gets destroyed. Accountability only goes one way. The left has spent the last decade perfecting cancel culture, destroying jobs, nuking shows, wiping platforms off the internet, and laughing while people's lives were ruined. But sure, Jimmy Kimmel smugly lying about a political assassination, totally fine.
Well said.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I just hope that nobody believes any of these two-faced scumbags trying to call any hypocrisy on the right, being like, "Oh, you guys are supposed to defend free speech. I thought you hated cancel culture." Because it's like, even if you weren't somebody walking in lockstep with these Marxists, you are now just defending them. Like, you don't actually care about free speech. You don't actually care about things being better for anyone. You want to run defense for people who want to transform our culture. And I just don't care what you have to say.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Wouldn't you know it? How quickly the shoe gets put on the other foot. If you go over to the beacon of mental health, that is Blue Sky, they are freaking out as they are now coordinating a mass boycott campaign against anything related to ABC.
Weren't people already boycotting by not watching Jimmy Kimmel?
Right?
It's funny you bring that up because I saw a clip of, I think it was, I don't even know, it was a mainstream media, and they're like, he said this the other day, how come it's just now getting out there? It's because nobody watches his show. Like, somebody went back and was like, oh shit, like they saw his monologue online and then they posted a clip of it because nobody cares.
Someone saw it while they were waiting for a flight.
Right, yes. It showed up in the airport. But they are now boycotting. These people are organizing a boycott for ABC and Disney. Marvel movies need to shut down. Ditto the sitcoms. Collective boycott.
Amen.
Corporations love money. And right,
They're just doing the work for me. Great. This is
Just
fantastic.
stop seeing Marvel
Exactly.
movies. Yeah, done and done.
Yes, by all means. I say this all the time. Vote with your wallet. By all means. If you guys want to vote with your wallet, excellent. By all means, go crazy. Love to see it. But it's just this is a great example of Disney, ABC, all these people. They make their own bed and then they ultimately eat their own. You know, because if you recall, not too long ago, Disney was the champion here. The Disney adults, all the subliminal messages put into kids programming, all the stuff
And
that
not
we've
so
seen.
subliminal either.
Yeah.
Yes. But now, one thing happened. One mainstream cancellation, not even cancellation, suspension, and they turn just like that. Just like that. It's no longer please defend the $1 billion company. You know, they're now against it. So, okay. But the question is this cancel culture? Kirsche, is this cancel culture?
No, I don't even think it's cancel culture. I think that because those are the words that they used against us for so long, and especially being like, it's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. We're turning their subversive language on them, and we're giving them a taste of their own medicine. Why should I defend your speech when you've done nothing but try and get me deplatformed, get rid of my finances, wish death upon me for mine? And I've said nothing even an inch as terrible as celebrating someone's assassination. It's like, I've had people post towards me, like when I celebrated Otoya Yamaguchi Day a couple of years ago. He's the Japanese guy who assassinated a politician who was a communist in the 1960s. The communist was a supporter of Mao's policies and wanted to bring Maoism to Japan. And his party was already responsible for multiple riots and a lot of violence, and had several plans of assassinations on other politicians that thankfully didn't go through. But if he hadn't been assassinated, Japan would have been plunged into an incredibly despairing time. And after that happened, Yamaguchi killed himself in prison as an atonement for what he did, because he still took someone's life. And then Japan had one of their most prosperous periods in the modern era. So it's like, it's completely different when you're talking about like some innocent guy and a politician who did want to visit horrendous policies upon the country.
Can I just say
Any relation to Christy Yamaguchi?
Skater?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're on the same
please.
bloodline.
No.
But what were you saying, Phoenix?
I was going to say real quick, like, my response would be to that, like, I don't give a shit anymore. What I'd love for us all to do is to start treating them as our ex. You don't listen to your ex. You've picked your path. We now know where we're going. Please block them. They no longer control the narrative. Every time you defend yourself for every action you take, you're giving them power. Give them none.
Yep.
Just keep moving forward. Take everything you possibly can of theirs. And who gives a shit? Here's the deal. We made fat jokes. They killed one of ours. So we're done. We're going to always do our best to be as fair as possible. But if we're not sometimes, fucking who cares? Keep moving forward. Don't listen to them. Block them entirely from your viewpoint. That's how you gain power. You control the culture now. It's not theirs anymore. Act like it.
I like that.
Like Asmongold said, if there are companies that are still capitulating to the Marxist form of cancel culture, bring those companies to him. He said he will platform and he will showcase and he will try and do his best to get those companies cut down.
Love it. Love it. And look, we are going to be an active part of building that culture. We've talked about this at length. Coming up in October, we're going to be laying out our plans for the next year. We're getting together next week in Florida to, as a team, to kind of put together our goals for the next year, 3 years, 5 years. And you guys will be a big part of that.
And get a tan, too.
Do I need a tan?
I mean, you're going to Florida.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, thanks for letting me know how pale I am right now. It's
Could
good.
use a little vitamin D. That's what she said.
Thanks, Kirsche. Whoa, yeah, all right. Thank you, Chrissy. All right, now I'll tell you, this really hit the nail on the head here. It says, people upset at Jimmy Kimmel finally getting his show canceled weren't upset by watching a dad get murdered in front of his family.
Yep.
I think that just says about everything we need to say.
Because it's all about the ideology. They cheer because someone they pegged as a Nazi got murdered. And that's all it is. When they call us Nazi or fascist or white supremacist, I don't think any of them actually believe that we are those things. But they say that because it marks us as an acceptable target for deplatforming, for financial ruination, for murder. They would cheer the same way if any of us had been murdered. They don't care. But one of them got suspended from a TV show, so that doesn't spread the message. He can no longer do the work, which is a problem, and that makes it a much worse occasion than merely someone being shot and killed.
These poor millionaires. How are they going to survive?
Well, I'll tell you this much. What's the one thing we've heard? Everyone gets called an ist, a phobe, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the other constant thing over the last, I don't know, however long this administration has been running for office has been my democracy. And wouldn't you know it, SAG has come out and they have publicly condemned the decision. Democracy thrives when diverse points of view are expressed.
Oh, wow.
Too little, too late.
Did anybody care what SAG-AFTRA has to say after all of these years?
Sean Astin does. That's it,
it's amazing. Just the sheer gaslighting that, like, to say this.
Yeah.
We value diverse points of view.
No, you don't.
Right. I mean, everybody here has seen it. Kirsha, I mean, I'm actually like legitimately appalled that they would try to gaslight us this bad.
I'm not surprised because, again, this is just what Marxists do. They lie and they play word games and they hope that there's enough idiots out there that will believe those lies. And I mean, if you look at Reddit, all the people with the holes in their brain eat this slop up like hook, line, and sinker, right? So there are a number of useful idiots that will still believe whatever these kinds of conglomerates say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of useful idiots, Blabs, you pointed out, not you, Blabs. I was talking about this person right here.
Oh, okay.
This person that you like.
That's Dom. He played what? Was it Pippin? Yeah, he's a hobbit. He's from the Lord of the Rings.
I thought this was Stifler for a minute.
No. And the thing was, you can be upset that if he's your friend or whatever and your friend just lost his job. Okay, I get that. But the very last sentence is the thing that really fucking pisses me off. Can you just scroll down, Craig?
Yeah.
So his very last sentence.
Go read the whole thing.
Okay.
For context.
So this is from Dom, aka I believe it's Pippin. Whatever. Pippin Mary, who the fuck cares?
Penny's
I've known Jimmy for over 20 years. We all know his public persona as a funny, talented, committed talk show host who cares about people, but from a personal point of view, he has always been so kind and caring to his staff and all of his guests. He is a man who gives back to his people, his community, his country. I am appalled with how his show is being canceled. First Steven, now Jimmy. Control the media and what it puts out, you control the people. Shocking. It's like, motherfucker, where have you been the last 10 plus years in the media? Hello?
Well, that has really pissed me off. Compilation of all the news anchors being like, it's our job to tell you what to think.
Right. When they're literally repeating everything. Now. Oh, hold on. Blabs, you unfollowed him?
I did. I was following Dom because he was funny with his Lord of the Rings, like, reacquaintances and stuff, and it was a nice little timeline cleanse. But yeah, I unfollowed him. And I just want to point out, because I've been looking at Jimmy Kimmel's Instagram. He's got 2 accounts, right? One personal, one of, like, the live show. This one is insane to me. I don't know if you saw that in the document yet, but let me pull it up. It's nuts.
I got it.
Okay, so somebody is comparing the cancellation, or rather a suspension of the show, to North Korea.
Yeah, I got this pulled up right here.
You know what it is? Because Hollywood, all these celebrities, they're so used to all of their far, far left, like, activist talking points. Now that the pendulum is finally starting to swing back a little bit, like, they're finally getting the memo in this way. And they're like, huh? What? We can't just be insane.
It's so embarrassing to say that. And also, both of his accounts have limited comments. So he's censoring too. Ironically, so much for like pro-democracy, free speech and everything, limited comments. Well, then you're not actually what you say you are.
I feel like we should look at people saying our democracy in the same way we look at people talking about doing the work. The work is just the replacement phrase for talking about pushing communist Marxist tenets in trying to transform culture. When they talk about our democracy, they don't actually mean democracy. They mean their takeover
The
of
message.
our political system. Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of the message, and Critical Drinker had a banger of a tweet, says, watching people get taken down by the same cancel culture they created and cheered on for years will never stop being funny.
Wah, wah.
It's amazing. It truly is. It is absolutely amazing to see.
And I truly don't think they understand how angry people are because of how many people have lost their jobs or lost sponsors or lost platforms due to their psychopathy.
They haven't had to listen or care about the other side in decades, so why would they start now?
Exactly.
No, man, it's amazing to see the reaction to this. You know, like literally, you know, my democracy, the cancel culture, and I just go back to the spoiled kid analogy, who never got a spanking, never got disciplined, and all of a sudden they got a new stepdad, and he's ready to discipline his new stepkid here.
Daddy's home, as Tucker Carlson would say.
Yes, daddy is home. Well, Valiant Renegade says Disney is already in full spin mode tonight over Jimmy Kimmel. This was a grassroots rejection from free market forces coming from local affiliates and their advertisers based on customer digest.
Disgust.
Disgust. Thank you. I'm not a good reader. Bob Iger and Dana Walden are attempting a full-out gaslighting that this happened because of Trump. It's demonstrably false. They know it. Disney thinks you're stupid enough to buy their BS.
I mean, some people are probably going to be stupid enough to buy their BS because, I mean, if I look at Facebook, there are a lot of echo chamber people who are parroting the like, you guys, this was one of yours. I don't know why you're trying to blame it on leftists. And like, even if you try to tell them like, hey, he was a leftist. He had, you know, like a trans furry boyfriend. He was into a furry pornography. He had like 50 shades of fur or whatever on his Steam list. Like this is a leftist. He had anti-fascist things written on the bullets. I don't know how you could spin it any other way, but there are people who are believing that.
The left knows that if they get anything to print, if they get any of this to the internet, they know it's going to confuse people, create chaos. Some people will memory hole it and just remember it the way from the first article they read, and then that's it. They won't do any more research. So,
and like Yuri Bezmenov said, when somebody has been so propagandized into believing the communist lies, you can show them facts in black and white. You can show them what's going on. You can take them to a gulag and show them exactly what's happening, and they still won't believe you until it's happening to them.
Yep.
Well, this has been interesting to see the response across the board from both quote unquote sides. And look, I'm sure there's some sort of, their truth is probably somewhere in the middle, right? I think that he probably cost more than he was making. I think that there probably is some truth to the idea that they were looking for an excuse to get him out, and it's just a convenience thing, potentially.
Could this be like the way they round up the Epstein list people, like quietly? Wow. They just sort of quietly fire everybody. Cool.
That's a theory.
That would be interesting.
Interesting.
Write that down. Write that down.
Somebody write that down. I said something smart.
I'm like, small tangent. I am just angry about the like Epstein situation because
Everybody
they wanted to drag out like a whole bunch of content creators and like show off these binders. And I thought that photo op thing was just really disgusting, honestly. Like, you shouldn't be taking photo ops with like a binder that had Epstein information. Come to find out, it was information we already had. It wasn't even anything new. But it's like they wanted to have all these like little parties showing off like, oh, we're going to release all this information. And then it's just been a bunch of fucking nothing ever since. Like, what is going on with that?
It's annoying.
Yeah, I think everybody wants that. Let's just be really clear. I don't care what side of the aisle. I want to know who the freaks are, you know? But I will tell you this. Look, I wouldn't be doing my job if when I saw an opportunity, I didn't shoot my shot, which I did yesterday.
I'm married, Craig.
Oh, sorry, Chrissy.
I was about to say the same thing.
With that said, I took my shot yesterday, and we'll see what happens. Because
Craig, why do you look like a cancer patient in this photo?
This is not a photo.
It's Tesla.
This is me in my car. Hey, If I see a hole that needs to be filled, I'm ready to fill it.
Attaboy.
So the news that Jimmy Kimmel's been canceled. Sorry, Jimmy. Rough to hear. With that said, Nexstar has a giant hole in its lineup. Nexstar, you got a giant hole. We're ready to fill it, baby. Wait, what?
Side scrollers late night, bro.
Let's make it happen.
Ooh.
I think it'd be great.
Late scrollers.
What do you think, Chrissy? You can be on the first week.
Oh, yes, I would love to. Give me a giant vaccine costume to dance around in.
That'd be on the second week. Sorry, that's good. So there we go. Rest in peace, Jimmy Kimmel. Your career.
Enjoy your retirement.
Yes. Do y'all think he's gonna like start a podcast immediately?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What was that like gay journalist that tried doing some weird shit with people on YouTube, and YouTube ended up changing like its hate speech rules or some shit? And then after he got fired, he went and started a podcast after demonizing people who were podcasters. Do you remember who I'm talking about? It was years ago, and I think it might have been like Steven Crowder he had a spat with or some shit.
Oh yeah. I remember who you're talking about. Yes, there was the big back and forth. Yes, you are correct. They ended up changing the monetization rules on YouTube from hate speech. Yeah, that was several years ago at this point. Yes, absolutely.
Carlos Maza. Yeah, that was his name.
Yes. Carlos Maza. You brought up Blabs, this Strike Force 5.
Oh.
Remember that podcast that they did during COVID?
So sad. They're like, look how relatable we are. We're in our least fancy room of our mansion doing our podcasts. We have no technical knowledge. We're just using Zoom, even though we all make more than $1 million each. None of us know anything about StreamYard or OBS. We have no technical people here at our homes. We're just zooming in like you people at work.
Yeah. Do y'all remember this? The Strike Force 5 podcast that was a COVID thing? Yeah, they got a bunch of people together. It was Kimmel, Fallon, John Oliver.
Wow.
I said Fallon already. Anyway, the other guy.
John Oliver.
John
Colbert.
And who's this guy up here?
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
Anyways, oh God, it's like the Captain Planet rings of slop.
Yeah,
sure,
so
a lot of white
they
people
got together
by the way, too.
I'm very diverse.
Yeah.
Not diverse. Not diverse.
Well, the viewership on that was trash bag. So
surprising.
No, not surprising at all.
Because they had to improvise and be themselves.
I was sarcasm, Craigie.
No, I appreciate it. It's good. Yeah, just total trash bag. So I think you can expect that. What's that say down there?
It was a 50.
Yeah, I'm getting to it right now. From Kane's Brain, who says, if I can quote a song, generations of deadbeat passive receptacles drooling in front of their glowing screens. There's nothing to say. We have nothing to prove. Our statement is made. We will not give in, accept, comply. No way out, no compromise. Kane's Brain, thank you very much. Appreciate that greatly. Oh man, so
Do you have like a version for females who donate $50? Maybe a dick helicopter
just
ring
a
or
helicopter
something?
dick.
We can get like a nice bulge.
Yeah,
I can't wait to work on this.
How about a shirtless guy doing the laundry?
On my timeline.
I don't think this is a thing that we should do.
I think it is.
96% of our audience is male.
There may be some queers in the chat who appreciate it.
Yeah, it's eye candy for the women and the gays, Craig.
That's right.
Well,
We're accepting of everybody.
This is true. Speaking of Blabs, you have
I'm
a
ready.
phone call. Okay, there we
Chat's
go.
like, no.
Wait, I have a genius idea. Craig
Yes.
could do that thing. There's like those TikTok guys that make food, but they do it in like a really weird, lustful way because apparently it makes women like really horny. Craig could do that.
Like Salt Bay?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like he'll like throw the dough on the table and like slap it like it's an ass, and then he'll put his face near it and take a big sniff.
That sounds good.
That's my Kirsha. Sorry to interrupt. That's my ringtone on Blab's phone.
That's funny.
Good lord.
Well, maybe I will be the next Salt Bay, Kirsha. Be good. Doing this and tossing the salt down. Going like this and
slap that bread. Naughty Craig.
I don't think I want to slap the bread, but thank you. weird. All right.
Meat.
Hey, YouTube said you should watch this video too. Obey the overlords.